Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
But hold on, it's almost halftime.
I think I could say that we just experienced ourselves a little bit of a perfect weekend. Maybe I did. I can't speak for everybody else, but it was an outstanding weekend. It started once the show was over and got a chance to watch, admittedly, a very poor baseball exhibition at Baum-Walker Stadium. Well, that was all right. It was a beautiful day. Got to sit out in the stands, watch the guys play for a while, and then call it a day. And then Saturday was just outstanding. Wasn't that a lot of fun?
What happened Saturday?
Really enjoyed the Hog Reaction show
Yeah,
after
it was a lot
the
of
football
fun.
game. That was fun. SmackDown and I got a chance to just basically open the phone lines and say, have at it, everybody. You know, you haven't had a chance to celebrate an SEC win at home in 4 years. That comes a couple of weeks after you finally got a chance to celebrate an SEC victory in over 2 years. In between, you had your heart ripped out and shown to you, and then told to like a garbage
rule and everything that what happened in the Auburn game, and it just felt like Saturday afternoon and evening at Razorback Stadium was a very nice payoff. 33-21 Arkansas over Ole Miss, and then I got a chance yesterday, as if I needed a cherry on the top after that, to hang out at Baum-Walker again, a chance to watch the Steelers do basically what they should do to the Browns every time they play them in Pittsburgh, and then at the same time see a great scrimmage at Baum again, which actually included really good pitching. So
You had a good weekend, it sounds like.
I couldn't have had a 2.5 days. It really could not have gone any better unless I won the lottery.
Maddie, what about you? I think you and your girlfriend had your anniversary this weekend.
Too, yeah. I think Phil had a better weekend, though, it sounds like.
Well, he had his baseball back. He was a happy boy this weekend. He was sending happy tweets. He was messing with Bubba Carpenter. His life was back to normal.
Yeah, I saw Bubba had just a little bit of area there for himself.
I had way too much fun on Twitter the last 3 days. I feel like I've got to give up some of that social media stuff. Even this morning I had a lot of fun finding out all these nice little statistical tidbits about Arkansas. They've got the seventh best turnover margin in the country. That Arkansas is tied for the national lead in defensive touchdowns scored. That almost 20% of Arkansas's point total has come from the defense, which I think might be one thing to worry about moving forward after this bye week. That Hudson Clark, who I don't think anybody even knew who he was, or that he was on the team, or that there was anybody in Arkansas even with that name, is now... He had one of the legendary performances in school history as far as defense is concerned. And he did that as a walk-on. Well, SmackDown wanted to start a campaign to put him on scholarship. SmackDown, that is the shortest, most successful campaign in the history of campaigns.
That's what I do. I mean, when I say something that comes out of my mouth, it becomes verbatim, and it becomes written in cement, and it's good to go. I brought it up Saturday, and Justin Moore heard about what I had to say, and then Justin Moore and Coach Pitt were having a chit-chat, and he brought my name up. He said, look, Coach, SmackDown said we have got to get this man on scholarship. He is campaigning for it, and he did.
He said, don't anger the meat hooks, right?
Yes, don't anger SmackDown. Don't anger the meat hooks, otherwise he's going to be coming for you. And Coach Pitt was like, you know what? I don't need no SmackDown right now. We need a bye week. We need to rest up. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll succumb to it. So, yeah, Hudson Clark is on scholarship. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool because we were going to basically just keep this going until he got a scholarship. I knew there was an open one. Was the kid's name Jaquaylin Crawford, who was supposed to be, I think, a defensive tackle, didn't make it to campus. So I knew there was an open scholarship, and that must be the one that Hudson gets. I'd read that his parents are Arkansas graduates, and he'd always dreamt of playing for the Razorbacks. Even passed up some full scholarship offers from Division II schools to play at Arkansas as a walk-on. And now 4 weeks into his time as a Razorback, as far as the regular season is concerned, he's got that scholarship as a freshman. It's amazing. It really is. That's the sort of story that resonates everywhere across this country and really sort of parallels a little bit about what we've watched from this Arkansas football team in the first 4 games. You know, they've kind of come out of nowhere for a lot of folks and have become the underdog team that people want to root for. And here it is. It's the week that the Big Ten is beginning to play. We're a couple of weeks off until the Pac-12 starts. I think Mountain West and MAC are getting involved in it too. And I think a lot of football fans across the country that haven't had their teams to root for now are logging into watching this Razorback team, which is an underdog, is an unexpected 2-2 amongst a lot of folks. I remember you and I both talked about the idea that they could be 2-2 going into the bye week. The fact remains, though, now, SmackDown, they should be 3-1 going into the bye. Don't tell me they are. I know that's what a lot of people are saying around here, but they're not. You got to actually go by what the official standings say, unfortunately.
I just wonder what the vibe would be if it were 3-1 right now. I mean, obviously, we're pumped up, we're jazzed up. The defense is playing out of its mind and record-breaking football right now, but I'm curious what it would be like if you were 3-1. But even at 2-2, there's a lot of excitement around this team, and something else we talked about on the Hog Reaction postgame show, which, by the way, you can go on to our Hit That Line podcast network, and it's all there if you want to go back and relive it. We talked for probably 5 minutes to start, and the phone line's open, and Eddie in Clarksville kicked off the phone calls, and it just went north from there as far as quality. So it was incredible.
How long was he on hold before the show even started?
So Eddie called, I think he called
twice.
like
3 times, right?
He called once just as soon as the game was done. And he just had his typical Eddie. He was like, Eddie, we ain't started yet. We're going to get started about 7:15, 7:30. 7:15 he called. All right, let's go. I said, just hang on, Eddie. And then about 10 minutes later he called back and said, all right, you're good now. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun last night, and you could go back and listen to that. It was incredible to watch this defense work. And we talked a lot about what can this defense do. But I think we were all kind of pleasantly surprised for how much they did to Mississippi State, slowing down that offense, which turns out now isn't much of a problem anymore if you're a Mississippi State fan or anything else. Slowing down this offense, though, I think to a lot of fans probably seemed like a more taller task because they're not a one-trick pony like Mississippi State was passing the football. They can pass and run. You held them to 442 yards of total offense. You got 2 pick sixes, which, by the way, I was looking. They sent us these notes. The first time Arkansas has recorded 2 pick sixes in the same game, first time since 1997. You had 2 pick sixes. The 6 interceptions, I don't remember. Someone messaged us in on that postgame show. Was that a Arkansas record for most interceptions in a game? And it was not even close. It's actually tied for 5th most in school history.
Well, man, I mean, look, by the end of the season, there's not going to be another game Ole Miss is held to 21 points. It's just they have too many weapons. And I'm not discounting what Arkansas did against Mississippi State at all. But you always have to take that first week in college football and just treat it like a bit of a mirage. I mean, it's a sport that has no preseason games. You know, the pandemic and all that went on with it. That just felt like that first week for Mississippi State now was a mirage because they've been lost for the last 3 weeks. Ole Miss, what they did for the first 3 weeks, I don't think was a mirage. There's no way that they'll be held to 21 points again. There's no way that they're going to turn the ball over 7 times or that Matt Corral's going to throw 6 interceptions in one game. That was a standalone performance by Arkansas defense on Saturday. The kind of performance that, to be quite honest, SmackDown might end up being the best of any team in the SEC all year long. Maybe you've got another 6 games of everybody else to figure that out, but you'll be hard-pressed to find another performance like that.
And that's a credit to the players and the game plan they had in place. That's a huge credit to Barry Odom and that defensive coaching staff to get a game plan in place. And we've said it time and time again, they bend, but they never break. They never gave up the big play. And I vaguely remember sitting across from you Friday during the show, and you said Arkansas needs to create turnovers to win this ball game, and they got 7. I think you're going to win some ball games when you get 7 turnovers. So,
but SmackDown, it's amazing to see that there are playmakers at every level of that defense. Every level, whether it's on the defensive line where you've got Jonathan Marshall just clogging it up, and Julius Coates made a couple of nice plays from the edge, or whether it's your linebackers. I mean, take your pick, whether it's Bumper Poole, of course, didn't play on Saturday, but had himself 3 great games before that, or Grant Morgan, who is freaking Jack Ham right now for a college football team, or Hayden Henry stepping in to the void and putting together a fantastic game with a game-high 6 solo tackles. And then you got Jalen Catalon and Hudson Clark and Greg Rokes in the secondary. I mean, everybody, you've got playmakers now at every level of this defense. This is not a fluke that you're watching, and it really is incredible to watch. So get with us. Let's talk about it. 877-377-6963 on halftime, and we will be right back after this quick break.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot, you know.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! This is how we do.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Big drop, off play action, deep corner route. Hudson Clark's there, and he intercepts it. Hudson Clark with the pick at the Ole Miss 48. Corral going to throw far side. Pass is intercepted. Hudson Clark with the interception. Hudson Clark with the pick. And the Hawks take it right back. Just inside the 25. Corral, off play action. You got to let loose. He does, and it is intercepted. Hudson Clark again inside the 45. They'll force him out of bounds down near the Ole Miss 30. Arkansas's going to win this football game. 3 picks for Hudson Clark. How about that on a homecoming Saturday?
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
I love the new jack swing that you bring in.
You're
here
welcome.
With the Hudson Clark picks. Well done. You're learning a little bit on our halftime homework, but I've got another song that you could add to play underneath those 3 interceptions by Hudson, and it came out about the same time.
What's
it's
that?
by Snoop Dogg, and it's called "What's My MF Name."
Dadgummit, I was trying.
Oh yeah,
I
what
was
were you
trying
thinking?
to.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to find like an interception song, or like it's time to. Yeah, that's a good one. Dadgummit.
I mean, that's exactly what Sam Pittman said after the game. It's like nobody knows. Somebody said they don't even know who he is. And they said, well, they know what his name is now. You're damn right about that. 877-377-6963.
Darn it.
That's right.
I'll go back and redo that.
5 tackles, 3 solos, 3 interceptions for Hudson. I just want to list out some of the plays made here by your defense. You know what Grant Morgan did. I mean, he
with one arm.
He just basically filled the box score up by himself with the 2 breakups, the pick 6, 3 tackles for a loss, 19 total tackles. Joe Fouché, 10 tackles. Catalon's hit on Elijah Moore just really seemed to set the tone for the game. You know, that was an announcement. That was like Nuke LaLoosh announcing his presence with authority. And Moore was on the ground for a good long while after that, and that just seemed to kind of let you know what was about to happen. Though little did you know that they would be the first team to shut out Ole Miss for even 1 period, never mind 2 periods. Greg Brooks, 7 tackles. Hayden Henry in relief of Bumper Pool with 8 tackles, 6 for solos, 2 tackles for a loss. Jonathan Marshall, 5 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Julius Coates got his first sack of the season amongst 4 tackles. I mean, the list goes on and on defensively of guys that made plays. So who else makes plays? Eddie in Clarksville makes calls. We'll call that plays. He's on with us right now. Hi, Eddie. How are you today on a Monday after a win at home?
How are you, gentlemen? I'm still celebrating. I mean, what a win by this program. Oh, by the way, the SEC losing streak at home in Hoptown is shattered. I'm so proud of this program. I'm so proud for the fan base. I'm so proud of these coaches. You know, how do you corral? Oh, Matt Corral, by the way. How do you corral Matt Corral? Well, you rest them all day. You make them eat dirt. I called it Friday, and that's exactly what we did. You made them uncomfortable in the pocket. You made them do some uncharacteristic things. Hats off to this defense. But I want to call in today. I want to thank, number one, Mr. Hunter Yurchek for hiring the right man for the job. Thank you, sir. Let me catch the first vote for Coach of the Year, Coach Sam Papa Hall Pittman. Number 3, let me thank Barry Odom. You, sir, Defensive Coordinator of the Year. Before the day's over, Mr. Yurchek, make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the country. Whatever Reynolds is making at Clemson, add some zeros to it. What is the price of winning? Well, it's everything. What is coaching? What's the coaching, the fundamentals? Well, it's everything. I mean, look what they've done in this program in just a very few short months. I mean, it's amazing. Now, you got everybody jumping aboard the Hawk train. You got ESPN, College Game Day, SEC Nation, SEC Now applauding your efforts, and they're wanting to board the Hawk train. That's what Eddie from Clarksville means about the Hawk train. I've been on it for decades. This is Razorback football of old. They have renewed my faith in this face of this fan base to have renewed respectability back in this program. And now for the Aggies, the hog train's coming, and we're coming with a head of steam. We'll see you in 2 weeks in College Station. I'm calling for the win today. Thank you for taking my call. All aboard.
All aboard, my friend.
Hey,
wow.
I'll say that's the first time I've heard him end a call with an all aboard, which means
choo-choo.
Yeah, I mean he's got the boiler room full of coal right now, guys. This is going to be a really interesting 2 weeks. Like, I know you've said before SmackDown that this is the perfect time for a bye week because of injuries and stuff like that. I think any time can be the perfect time for a bye week, but I think right now with what the Hogs have done for these first 4 games, I don't know if the bye week actually does come at a great time because now, and it has nothing to do with the players, it has nothing to do with the team. You know, I have a feeling that this group, led by Sam Pittman, will know how to be humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's making hop on the bandwagon videos like Mississippi State after week 1. Boy, do you think that video department regrets making that ridiculous video? That's not what this program is about. You can tell by the way Sam Pittman speaks to media about his players, about wins. I don't think that they would allow the players to float too high after this. Fans, that's a different thing. You know, this is a whole different thing. The conversation about this program has completely changed.
It really has.
In 3-4 weeks, just totally changed. The optimism around this program now has totally changed. You know, and you don't really know what you got until you play your next game. So, I mean, these 2 weeks were like it's going to be like the optimism will be like we'll see just how big this balloon can fill. You know what I mean? Until it pops, until it runs out of room for realism. We'll see. You know, I even tweeted earlier today about what about the thought, and this is getting way ahead because it's a month and a half away, more than a month and a half away. What if? Who does Arkansas end the season with? Alabama, right? Mm-hmm. You thought that game would mean a lot for the Tide. What if it means a lot for Arkansas? What if that could be a game that has something to do with the division championship or a chance to finish in second or third place in this division? What if College Game Day came to Fayetteville on December 5th? You want to talk about getting ahead of yourselves? That, my friends, is getting way ahead of yourselves, but you can't help it. You can't help but think good things after what you've dealt with for these last 3 years.
SEC just came out and announced their players of the week for you, and hey, guess what? You got another co-SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Go figure. It's the only thing you can do in the SEC.
They have to have. Please tell me both Grant Morgan and Hudson Clark are the co-players of the week defensively.
I'll get there. Grant Morgan has been named co-defensive player of the week for his performance. He's in there with J.C. Horn. Hudson Clark got freshman of the week.
But not co-defensive player of the week.
Nope, because
so who
apparently
else is the co with Grant Morgan?
J.C. Horn, defensive back for South Carolina. He had 2 interceptions and tipped another pass that became an interception. That got passed up for a walk-on, recording 3 interceptions in his second career start. Thank you, SEC. Thank you so much, but it's fine. At least you're recognizing us.
So Hudson isn't co-freshman of the week, right?
Nope.
Okay, good.
No, Hudson's by himself.
All right, at least they got that going for him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Cody here on halftime. Hey, Cody, good to talk to you, man. I know you're feeling good. What's up?
Hey, man, just grinding away today, working from the house, you know.
There you go.
Keeping it going. It makes it a lot better, you know, to sit here in an office looking outside on a cloudy day when you know the Hogs won. It'll get you by.
Makes everything a lot better.
Yeah, it does. It's funny how that works. I'm happy to see that the rookie players that I gave out after the win on Saturday didn't bust the speakers or made it to where you guys can still do the show.
I think as long as we can keep Eddie and Clarksville doing the show, I think you can do as many Ric Flair woos as you want to. I think we're in good shape.
Hey, that was passionate right there.
If everybody's car speakers can handle Eddie, we're fine. We're fine.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to touch on something, get you guys' opinion. We've caught a lot of flack from the SEC. I mean, we have. You fill the layers back. You look at it, though. Here's something I'm starting to realize. You know, respect is earned. You're not given anything, especially in a conference like this when you've got Alabama, you have Auburn, you've got LSU, you had Texas A&M, you got a lot of big-time universities that bring a lot of money to the table for the SEC conference. When you really sit back and think about it, we originally thought this schedule was going to be tougher than now. Now you start thinking about it, it's actually set up well. You open up with Georgia, but here's the deal. You understand you're going to get hit in the mouth in the first week. Therefore, you go that next week to Mississippi State, and we played amazing because we were already physical enough to play some SEC football thanks to Georgia getting us there. Then you fast forward to Auburn. So that was we should have won that one, but the way that matched up, I thought we were in pretty good shape there.
Cody, man, we're up against the break here. We've got to step aside because we got Connor O'Gara coming up with us in about 4 minutes. So sorry for cutting you off there, but appreciate the call as always. Hey, maybe that Georgia game steeled Arkansas for the rest of the season. Who knows? We'll talk with Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South after this.
With 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
It's time for some straight talk. You know what covering your bases is in baseball, right? Making sure you have no holes in your defense. Well, that's the kind of coverage you get with Straight Talk Wireless. And you'll pay up to 50% less than big carriers and still use their same networks. Just $45 a month gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data and 2G. No contract, no mystery fees. Fully covering your bases for 50% less. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career welders. Graduates of United Welding Institute find great-paying jobs in the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and more. United Welding Institute in Pottsville, Arkansas has been training professional field-tested welders since 2013. Change your life and call 479-968-3390 or visit UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Corral, play fake and a roll to his right. Fires and it's picked off. Catalon at the 35. Oh my goodness, he's going to score. Touchdown, Arkansas. Catalon, 33 yards on the interception return. Corral threw it right to him. And Catalon was a blur into the end zone.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44. Now back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
Welcome back on Halftime on this Monday that I feel should be renamed Get Ahead of Ourselves Monday. I know some shows do it like a Reaction Monday or whatever, stuff like that. I feel like today is all about getting ahead of ourselves since there's no game on Saturday for the Razorbacks.
I think that's acceptable.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah, I think so.
We'll come back down from the clouds on Tuesday, but I mean when one of the themes of our show Saturday night, Hog Reaction, was about trying to pay Barry Odom enough money to keep him here on staff, and it's 1 month into the season, I think that's getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. But at the same time, some real thoughts behind that as well. Let's get to some of this stuff with Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South. Connor, you heard the music coming in here with Jalen Catalon's pick six and the Diana Ross theme song underneath it. It did feel like Saturday was a coming out party for Arkansas defense. That just had to be it was something else for us to watch. What was it like for you seeing that?
You know, it was not necessarily a stunning result because I feel like that's taking away from what we've already seen in the first part of this year. But 6 turnovers, six interceptions for that Ole Miss offense that had been lights out. Florida couldn't stop that offense. Kentucky couldn't stop it. Alabama couldn't stop it. And what does Barry Odom do? He draws up the blueprint yet again. That's the most impressive thing for me that I've seen from Barry Odom is that he has drawn up the defensive blueprint for how to stop several SEC offenses already. At a time when it seems like nobody is playing defense, Arkansas is doing so in a way that is just unbelievable after what they've been in recent memory. And I watched that thinking to myself, man, they have a good thing rolling, and that's what it looks like when a team is buying in and a coach is ready to go, because that's not an everyday performance. And I'm sure, as Arkansas fans know from the recent history, moments like that have not been very frequent for this program.
That's true. It's an underdog team that people want to root for right now. They're getting a national following 1 month into the season from media members who watch as many football games as they possibly can and then inform their viewers and readers and listeners and followers, the fun teams to pay attention to. And right now, even in a season where KJ Costello had a record-setting performance and Alabama's offense looked like they can't be stopped and all of that. Right now, Arkansas Razorback football might be the most inspiring story in the SEC. I scratch my head even saying this, but it's true, isn't it?
Think about this. If that call was made properly on the Bo Nix spike, you're talking about an Arkansas team that's 3-1, but more importantly, we would be talking about Sam Pittman having as many wins as the rest of the new SEC head coaches combined. I mean, that is stunning given what he inherited. And after hearing the comments over the summer about, the anonymous coaches are saying this looks like a roster that was hit by NCAA sanctions. I mean, I disagreed with that then, but this is coaching. This is coaching with so many of these same pieces from the Chad Morris era. It's hard not to look at this and think about how different the culture is in such a short period of time. And you know what? This is an inspiring story because a few months ago, Arkansas was still considered the laughingstock, and we're debating if Arkansas is going to win a game. And now all of a sudden it's like, man, how can you have anybody but Sam Pittman as your SEC Coach of the Year? Barry Odom right now is the front runner, in my opinion, for the Broyles Award. And Arkansas is suddenly looking very sneaky and like a team that is saying, hey, why can't we be considered the second best team in the SEC West? And the fact that we're saying that, mid to late October is just stunning.
Speaking to Connor O'Gara here on Halftime. Connor, we've had a lot of fans kind of chime in, and obviously in the bye week, so we're going to be excited for the next 2 weeks heading into the Texas A&M game. But do you think it's fair to say, just based off what we've seen so far, an astounding defense that is bend, not break, an offense that is slowly, I think is probably the right way to say it, slowly starting to pick up speed a little bit, score more points and different things like that, but still plenty of room to grow offensively. Do you think this Razorback team, while they may not win the rest of the season or win every game the rest of the season, but will be competitive and put a lot of fear into the rest of the opponents for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Now, I don't think that they're necessarily going to slow down Alabama or anything like that, and I think that there are matchups on that schedule where, yeah, that defense is going to have some tough moments, and what we haven't really seen quite yet is the full depth issues. Like, what happens if Arkansas is dealing with just a significant amount of injuries on that defense? I know they're playing without Bumper Pool, but at the same time, what happens when you're without like several starting defensive linemen or several guys in the front seven? Can they still keep the ship afloat? That's the question that I have moving forward for this team. But you're right. I think that based on what we've seen in the progression offensively, this is a team that right now is capable of staying on the field with almost anyone in this league. And I did not expect to be saying that. Now, we saw in the second half against Georgia what happens when a team makes those right adjustments and when Felipe Franks isn't necessarily making the best decisions. Arkansas doesn't necessarily have that kind of room for error. But at the same time, I think that's the most encouraging thing so far is they've been ready to go, and you're not going to question the game plan at all with this team. You know that they're going to be ready, and they're going to be in the right spots to be able to make plays, especially on the defensive side. So, yeah, it's been about as encouraging as a start as you possibly could have asked for if you're an Arkansas fan.
Let's jump around the SEC and kind of get your thoughts on some of the games that happened. And I know a lot of our listeners like to make fun of Chad Morris and Auburn, and especially what happened a couple weeks ago, which we shall not speak of that event. And I like to make our listeners happy, so let's make fun of Auburn for a second. What happened in South Carolina this weekend, falling to South Carolina 30-22? Is it fair to say that the Gus seat is getting a little bit warmer right now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when is it not? But especially after this. And the issue is when you come out and you say during the offseason that you think Chad Morris is the best offensive coordinator in the country, you better back it up. And right now, this offense is just baffling from a schematic standpoint. Some of the things that they're doing are just frustrating with an offensive line that clearly is not well suited to pass block. And they actually look like they figured out a strength, which is Tank Bigsby, who looks like arguably the best freshman running back in the country. Arkansas fans know about that. But at the same time, they still continue to throw the ball so much with Bo Nix. And it's baffling to see some of the moves that they make when they're force-feeding Seth Williams targets when J.C. Horn just has his number. And you're questioning the decisions that are being made at the quarterback position. I mean, through 4 games, Bo Nix right now, 11th in the SEC and passes per touchdown. He's 13th in the SEC in quarterback rating. He's 13th in yards per attempt. He's 14th, dead last in the SEC in completion percentage. This isn't working. And I don't buy Gus Malzahn saying that, hey, we're still trying to figure out, what exactly we are offensively, whatever. Man, 40% of the season is done. And if you're going to go out and make a hire that's controversial, you better be able to back it up, because right now Chad Morris just has confirmed what Arkansas fans do all along, which is his best days as an offensive mind are behind him. And this belief that he's all of a sudden going to flip the switch, I'm not seeing it. And I don't see how Auburn is anything but a mediocre team in this conference, because, man, the start so far has just been really, really troubling. And to lose a game like that against an inferior South Carolina team, that all comes back to this offense just not having a clue what it's doing.
Last game I want to touch on before I pass it back over to Phil, and I think it was one that really, really struck out to me. Tennessee only putting up 7 points against Kentucky and falling 34-7 and back-to-back pick sixes for Garantano. And what happened to Tennessee this weekend after what I think all of us would agree was a strong outing against Georgia the week prior? Obviously, they lost by, I believe it's 20 or something like that, but really came out flat against Kentucky.
So, in Space Jam, when the Monstars go back into the people from Moron Mountain, right? Like, they go back into these, like, small, like, I don't know what they're even called, but they are a shell of themselves, and they have been a shell of themselves since halftime of that Georgia game. I mean, it is mind-boggling to see how bad this offense has been since then. Jared Garantano can't get out of his own way. I mean, the guy cannot stop turning the ball over, and the problem is that Tennessee doesn't exactly have capable backup options. I mean, their true freshman that they were hoping to be able to turn to, Harrison Bailey, didn't necessarily get a spring camp, and he spent part of fall camp out because of COVID protocol. And all of a sudden, you're like, well, where's the offensive answer going to come from? Because they're not good enough to be one-dimensional and to beat good teams. And against the defense that was ready to go, I mean, they didn't have a chance in the second half of that game. It was awful. And credit Kentucky because they did something that they haven't done since 1984, which is win in Knoxville. Mark Stoops completely outcoached Jeremy Pruitt. The offensive adjustments have been few and far between. This is a Tennessee team that 2 weeks ago, we're thinking, is Tennessee back? Are they going to make that big stride? Now it's looking like they're going to fall to 2-3 after a loss against Alabama, and they're going to be asking some major questions moving forward.
Let's see, Carolina, LSU, Kentucky at Mizzou, Bama at Tennessee, Auburn at Ole Miss this next weekend. And I hear the Big Ten is getting involved in college football this weekend. How about that? So Saturday Tradition also can start to write some actual game stories for the first time in a while, right?
My friend, it has been a long time coming. I am looking forward to that as a native of the Big Ten, as somebody who was transplanted here to the SEC part of the country. Trust me, I am looking forward to getting to be able to do that. But, I mean, it's interesting that the SEC now is sitting there with 4 games this weekend. And the Big Ten is kind of going to get the big national stage. You know, College game days going up to Minnesota, and, you know, the entire Big Ten is playing this weekend. It'll be interesting to kind of see how that national conversation is shifted. You know, we saw how much excitement there was when the SEC came back and how it felt like college football was finally starting. It'll be interesting to see the way that we're talking about some of these Big Ten contenders as it relates to the SEC in the national picture.
Connor, thanks, man. Always love talking with you. Have a great rest of the week. And next week we'll preview Arkansas v. Texas A&M.
Thanks, Connor.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys.
You got a Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South. You'll notice, SmackDown, I did not mention that Arkansas's victory total is twice the victory total that Connor predicted preseason. I didn't want to give that. I didn't want to embarrass him on the air about it. But I mean, I think he's not surprised by it the way they played for the first 3 weeks.
I think he would happily be wrong about that, because I don't know if it was him or other media members, but they've said when Arkansas is good, the SEC is better overall. So I think he would take that with flying colors if we messed with him about it only being a one-win team.
Okay, come back after the break. We'll wrap up the first hour of halftime. 877-377-6963. Tara Talmage joining us at 12:30. She was on the sidelines for the broadcast Saturday, so that'll be a good talk. And we're right back after this.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Van Alma Tire Center between Van Buren and Alma is your one-stop tire and auto center. They offer all the name brand and private label tires for your car, truck, four-wheel drive, semi-trucks, and trailers. Plus, they have lawn and garden tires, too. They do everything from oil changes, alignments for your 2 or 4-wheel drive vehicles to brakes and suspension replacement. And CB axles and bearings, too. All this at Van Alma Tire Center, 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren, 2 miles west of Alma.
Make Awake Boat Sales and Service is not only where you can get your next Yamaha or Skeeter boat, they also carry a huge selection of bait and tackle. Find whatever floats your boat at Make Awake Bait and Tackle. They carry tons of top brand lines of rods and reels and everything you need to gear up your tackle box, from Strike King, Kitech, and Zoom to Sunline and War Eagle products. Make finding your next Yamaha or Skeeter boat an easy catch with Make Awake Boat Sales and Service in Van Buren, 4806 Alma Highway in Van Buren, and MakeAwakeBoats.com.
Breen RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Breen RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Breen RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breen RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily, and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
They give it to Connor. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he got in. Greg Brooks hit him. The Razorbacks have held again.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
There's been so much talk about how Arkansas has taken a defense last year that was dead last in the SEC and converted it to one of the best in the SEC with virtually the same players. It's a little bit of a misnomer, I think, when you look at that. And yet there are some guys who have been making plays and starting at whatever position this year that did play last year but were limited or split time between defense and special teams. Like Grant Morgan, Grant wasn't a starter at linebacker last season. He split his time between linebacker and special teams, and he pretty much doesn't take a play off now at linebacker. The same things for Jalen Catalon. Catalon got in 4 games last year. I think if I wrote this down, he had 33 defensive snaps last season. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a new player for you. I know he's not a newcomer, but he's sort of a newcomer to at least being on the field a lot when the defense is out there. Same for Jerry Jacobs is a newcomer. And so is Julius Coates, Kari Johnson, newcomer, Hudson Clark, newcomer. It's Hayden Henry also. He was just like Morgan, and Hayden was lights out on Saturday. So there are a lot of guys that played at the same position that they are in. Greg Brooks, Joe Fouché, Jonathan Marshall, Mateo Soli, but I don't think that it is that the story, or to borrow a term that's overused now, narrative, that Barry Odom has taken the same players and turned them into this defense. I don't think that's quite true.
maybe the narrative would be better, like maybe the youth or the inexperience, in a sense too. I mean, yes, you've got some returning players, but you've got a lot of new talent, which who knows, but it doesn't matter. But like you brought up Catalan and Grant Morgan. Where the hell was these coaches last year that didn't see this talent? Which, I mean, I get it, different scheme, whatever it is. Maybe it's simple coaching.
You're also, I mean, Morgan's also playing behind Scooter Harris. I mean, he's one of the better tacklers in the entire SEC.
And that's fair,
Catalan,
but like, yeah.
I mean, it's also it's pretty rare to stick a kid as a true freshman on an island at safety, but when you're watching what he's doing right now, you can't help but think, what were you thinking?
That's
right?
it. And that's easy for us to say now, just kind of where you were last year to where you are this year. You've went from, I don't even remember, like 115th ranked defense last year, I believe. Now you're 46th in the country, I believe, in total defense right now. It's mind-boggling. The job that Barry Odom's done with these guys, just going from what we saw last year to this year. But it's just that's what blows my mind. If they had it there last year, why didn't they use them properly that last year to this year? But I don't want to look in the past. It is what it is. It is what it is, and it happened. So it's better. It's better. It's glad that it's happening now.
Let me give you, for instance, here. All right. So Grant Morgan did play in all 12 games last year. 148 snaps at linebacker, according to the Razorback website. You know, they don't have his snap count up there right now. He's probably already been out there for 148 snaps at linebacker in 4 games.
I don't recall him.
Least.
I don't recall him leaving a snap Saturday. If he did, it wasn't. But for maybe for a play or two, and I put this in our rundown, and I know a lot of people said it. The performance that Grant Morgan had, that'll be one that fans will remember forever. I mean, just having 19 tackles, a pick 6, and everything. He did it with one arm and with the stinger in his arm. And we heard him post game, and he didn't want to come out. I mean, that's gutting it out for the team, and that's just the passion that a lot of these defensive players, and not just defensive players, it's everybody, the passion that they have for this program, the passion they have for Sam Pittman, this fan group, the coaches, you name it. These kids have heart, and you're seeing it time and time again, whether they comes up on the right end of the scoreboard or not, and you're going to continue to see it for the rest of the year.
Claypool with a jet sweep.
Oops, I didn't mean to play that one yet because I thought we were going to get into some of our picks here.
Well, here we can real quick. We got to.
We might as well. Like I know we picked Arkansas, Ole Miss. I thought it was going to be 44-41 Arkansas.
I said 41-35 Arkansas.
I've never been so glad to be wrong in my life.
You got a lot of flack on the end of our show from that last week. So.
By the way, speaking of narratives, the narrative of Matty T dominating in the picks is now over.
That's right.
He's now tied with you, SmackDown, for second place.
Well, I had a rough week, and I was telling Matty like pre-show, a lot of the picks that he made, on paper they should have been right. Like, we all picked Tennessee to beat Kentucky. That probably shouldn't have happened. So there's some points left on the board because teams didn't do their part. But me and Phil gets a point for picking.
Yeah, I blame it on the team.
That's
not,
fine.
Not my picking.
No,
I blame it on your research, Matty T. All the hours that you spent researching those
what
games.
A waste.
You need to. I mean, you wasted an entire day.
The time I could have back.
But see, now we like this Friday when we make picks, we don't have Arkansas to worry about. We don't have to put all our focus on that. So next week it should be your week because we'll have a lot more time to research every other game. Alabama beat Georgia 41-24 is a really good game in the first half, and then Alabama does what Alabama always does. We all got a point for Alabama. A&M beat Mississippi State 28-14. We all picked the Aggies, and the Aggies have hell coming next in about 2 weeks when Arkansas travels down to College Station. Kentucky beat Tennessee 34-7. We all picked Tennessee. We all did not get a point for that. South Carolina beat Auburn 30-22. Me and you, Phil, got a point for picking South Carolina. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers absolutely destroyed Green Bay.
That blowout was surprising.
It was ridiculous. They beat Green Bay 38-10. None of us got a point there. And then I'm not surprised by the blowout, but I might be a little bit. Pittsburgh beating Cleveland 38-7. Me and you got a point for that.
I was just trying to be different with that one.
I mean, but the Browns have had a successful season so far. They beat the Cowboys for crying out loud, and that's saying something when you beat the Dallas Cowboys, which, by the way.
But you know what? It's still the Browns playing
fair.
In Pittsburgh. And the beautiful thing about this is that it was a big game, but for me, hearing Mike Tomlin say this is picture perfect.
Is Benny Snell the
No,
one
that's not Tomlin.
You're really wanting to play this clip here.
First and 10 at the 28.
No, I got our friend Bill Hillgrove pulled up on a couple of them here.
James Washington walks in for the touchdown. The Browns zigged when they should have zagged. And James said, well, thank you. I like wide open spaces. A 28-yard touchdown pass. Roethlisberger to Washington.
One of 6 catches for him.
beautiful.
All right, here's Tomlin after the game.
Okay.
And basically, this is how people in Pittsburgh think about the Cleveland Browns.
We're not in the statements. We'll let you guys make the statements. We're just going to line up and play against those that we're scheduled to play against. And they were next. And I'm glad we were able to get the job done. But, you know, we got a significant challenge in the form of the Tennessee Titans coming up this week. And so that's life in this game, man. We're appreciative. And more importantly, we're really excited, man. You can't take anything for granted in this environment. We appreciate all the sacrifice that everybody's making in an effort to keep this ball rolling, man, and it just needs to continue.
I think they had like 7,500 fans at the game yesterday. I had a couple of my friends that were there, too. You can't have anybody sitting even in the same section as the people that you went to the game with. It's something else.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But that was, that was as dominant of a performance as you'll see a defense make all year long, too, in the NFL.
Moving the Steelers to 5-0 on the year. The last one we picked was who was going to be in the World Series. None of us got that right. The Dodgers come back from a 3-1 deficit. They beat the Atlanta Braves. They will take on the Tampa Bay Rays as they beat the Houston Astros in Game 7 to avoid their potential comeback in the Astros, what they were making. So it's Dodgers versus the Rays in the World Series. We're going to talk more about that later on in the program.
You can also hear that on your local ESPN stations here.
We're carrying the whole World Series, right, Maddie?
That's correct.
Nice.
So
nice carrying that. Very good.
And that starts
tomorrow.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So
tomorrow night in Arlington. Globe Life Field being the only time the World Series is being played in that stadium.
You want to know something else? I was talking about going to Arlington for the World Series.
Who else is going to do it, though, instead?
Well, I'm not going because the doctor
Matthew
scared
Travis
me.
is
Matthew
going.
Travis is going to be at the World Series.
I'll be in Arlington. I don't know if I can secure a ticket.
No, sir.
Oh, you've got $850 burning a hole in your pocket, don't you?
I don't know if my girlfriend's going to want me to leave her in the hotel room, though, while I go off.
No, let her go. You can bring your dog with you, too.
Find another $850 to spend on her. I'm sure that's burning a hole in your other pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
877-377-6963. We'll burn a hole into the second hour after this on halftime.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7, randallford.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Our weather overnight, partly cloudy and a few showers possible. We'll be in the low 60s. We've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms tomorrow with a front moving through. We'll be in the mid 70s. And then Tuesday, back to sunshine and upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
Everything you just said. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
And here on this second hour of halftime, we'll have your calls and texts up till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm starting to get. I'm now used to doing a show that straddles the morning and the afternoon.
It's quite nice. You kind of
that would make this the saddle. The middle of the show would be the saddle to straddle between 11 and 12 and 1. So I'm
right.
finally used to this thing.
Right. Yes.
Don't even need the clock in front of me to know. We've been sitting here for 60 minutes having fun. And that's what we'll do for the next 60 minutes. Got Tara Talmage joining us in 30 minutes. You can join us as well at 877-377-6963.
It was nice to be able to watch the game and not have to turn off the announcers this time because they were actually speaking so positively about Arkansas.
They were really good. I didn't know really what to expect, and you could tell like the delay portion of it just because they were doing it remotely. But no, Ron Franklin, they and Dave Fleming, they did really good. Phil.
Rod Fillmore.
Rod Gilmore, excuse me, yes.
Gilmore made is that he referred to Lakia Henry being an Arkansas linebacker when they were talking about, some of the social justice things that I think voting is what they were talking about. St. Pittman wanted all the players to register to vote. I think he mentioned Lakia Henry is Ole Miss, but I agree because both of those guys, Fleming and Gilmore, are West Coast broadcasters, and they don't do SEC games. They do Pac-12. And
well, they were up to the task. I mean, they
were good.
I didn't hear anything like mispronunciations or other than what you just brought up. So I thought they were fantastic. I thought
Fleming's about as much of a pro as there is in right now on television. And I haven't talked to him in like 15 years, but I do know Dave personally, and I was thrilled to actually have him on the call. So hey, we need more of Dave Fleming, I think, on ESPN calling these games. But then he probably would need to move away from San Francisco, and I just don't think he's going to do that. All right, let's get into what we would usually do right about now. This is going to be a fun segment. 3 up, 3 down on a Monday.
It's like a calling card or a shout-out or something.
That sucked.
The best of the best of the best of the best of the best.
What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning.
Well, that's not the worst part.
What is the worst part?
It's time for 3 up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down brought to you by Ritter Business Communications at ritterbusiness.com or 888-336-4249. Ritter is here to help your business succeed with high-speed internet solutions, voice and cloud solutions, networking, and TV service. Have a 100% fiber network, and Ritter delivers speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. Will keep you connected with perfect uptime at almost 100%. They connect fiber right to your premise and will help customize services fitting your business needs. They know you by name. They're accessible 24/7, never taking a day off. They'll check in with you proactively, and they're locally based right here in Arkansas, where Ritter was founded over a century ago. That's Ritter Business Communications. Help your business succeed. RitterBusiness.com, 888-336-4249. And the first thing to get to here, we did not mention the DWI arrest of Jake Yurachek, Arkansas linebacker, and, of course, the son of Hunter Yurachek. I have an up here for Hunter Yurachek's public reaction. Now, we've all done plenty of stupid things, and we occasionally put stupid things on blast on this show with the Alexander Dumas of the week. We always have to admit we will do plenty of stupid things throughout our lives, too. At the age that Jake Yurachek is
under the legal drinking age.
Right. He's not going to be the only person that does something like this. And I'm not giving him a pass on it. But what I really did appreciate was Hunter Yurachek's public reaction, and I saw Hunter from afar at the baseball scrimmage yesterday. He was chatting with Dave Van Horn down the right field line where Dave was watching it from. So he was out publicly and watching the baseball team. And then this morning, a very simple tweet with a photo of Hunter and Jake in the end zone at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville. And the simple tweet says, #1 Razorback family. And it's quite obvious that this episode will be handled, how to put it, in-house between Hunter and Jake Yurachek, as it should be. But I appreciated his public support for his son and not being quiet about it. I think that says something about the leadership coming from the athletic department. Well done, Hunter Yurachek. You get an up for me for that.
That's got to be tough getting all that attention, too, because the average person, their kid's not going to be put on blast like that when they make a dumb mistake.
Yeah, really is.
That's right. Hey, I also will admit, like, if this was a year ago, and if one of Chad Morris's kids was caught drunk driving, I bet you the reaction would be a little bit different from people. So sometimes we got to look inside ourselves for those sort of things. My first down, it's Rakeem Boyd.
What?
He does not look like the same player from the last couple of years. Granted, he did score his first touchdown on a 1-yard dive, but right now Traylon Smith is the more productive back. I mean, Boyd ran 14 times for 40 yards on Saturday. That's just 4 more yards than Felipe Franks gained on the same amount of rushes. Plus, I thought one of the things that would be very interesting to see is how Rakeem catches the ball out of the backfield this year. And it hasn't happened very much. He had that big third down drop on Saturday. It admittedly wasn't a perfectly thrown ball, but it was right there in his hands. Boyd this year, 33 carries, 90 yards, 6 catches, 15 yards. Traylon Smith, 56 carries, 236 yards, 14 catches, 113 yards. And I do think that for this offense to succeed the way they might need to continue to win games, they need Rakeem Boyd to be as good as he was the last 2 years, and right now he's not. So he gets it down for me.
First up for me, it's going to be 2 words, Imodium AD. That's enough said right there. First up for me. It saved my weekend, my friends. First down for me this past Friday was homecoming at my school, and I had to miss it. That was my first homecoming I've missed at BB. 5 or 6 years, I think. So sad to see there. But I do have some business to take care of with them. First, I want to shout out my boys. They are 2-0 in conference play for the first time in several years at the high school. And also, they got nominated for the THV 11 Sweetest Play of the Week at Week 7. And I need all my listeners out there, if you love SmackDown, I need you to go to Google and Google Yarnell's Sweetest Play of Week 7 and go vote for my BB Badgers in that poll. They had the Week 7. So
you have to remember how to use your wrestling characteristics here, SmackDown. If you're saying if you love SmackDown, it's not that. If you fear SmackDown.
That's true.
It's all about fear. That's how you can get these folks to vote the way you want.
Yeah, threaten them with violence.
That's fine. Yeah, so shout out to them if you can get that, do that for me. And also, I know they're watching right now. Shout out to Coach Alexander's class who's watching right now. That wanted me to mention that for him. So shout out to you guys.
Well, you're the sweetest because of that, too.
I miss those kids more than you'll ever know, guys. So shout out to them. That's my first down/up for me. Back to you.
SmackDown, if I was allowed to, I would be perfectly okay sending my kids into a classroom led by you. Perfectly okay with that.
Other than Coach Alexander, I was probably the most popular teacher at BB High School. Kids loved me, but Coach Alexander replaced me.
That might have had to do a little bit with fear, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Second up, Doc Emmerich calling it a career. Now, I mean, I'm not happy that he's retiring.
Yeah.
Because Doc Emmerich is as much fun to listen to as anybody. I mean, when you talk about a great voice, an unmatched vocabulary, and the ability to describe a very difficult sport when it comes to description on the fly with the craziest last names in all of sports in North America. Nobody is like Doc Emmerich. And calls it a career this morning in a very graceful way. If you have a chance, go to the NHL website, NHL.com. They've got a great 5-minute video narrated by Doc about his career, which started in 1973. He broadcast hockey for 47 years, some with the Devils, some with the Flyers. Of course, a lot of folks know him on the NHL, on NBC, and just a perfect career that has come to an end. And congratulations for Doc Emmerich for getting a chance to choose your own way out. Second down, all about Braves base running last night.
Second and third, nobody out. The 2-2 pitch to Markakis. He swings and grounds one right to Turner. And now caught in a rundown is Dansby Swanson. And now Swanson is tagged out and going to third base. And tagged out is Riley. A double play. Some bad base running, and the Dodgers say thank you very much.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly, Charlie Steiner on the Dodgers radio network. That's how you take yourself out from leading 3-0, have a chance to go up by a lot more, and end up choking because of bad base running. So much in baseball. We'll talk about hitting, we'll talk about pitching, we'll talk about fielding, and you know it's forgotten sometimes. And you know one thing that usually is not forgotten when it comes to Arkansas baseball? Base running, my friends. It can be the thing that ruins you, and it ruined the Braves last night. Also, hey, Atlanta, when do you get to be called Choke City? 3-1 series lead, blew the Super Bowl, blew the college football playoff championship, and blew 2 big NFL games that you had the lead on this year that you shouldn't have blown. That's Atlanta for you.
It's Atlanta, Georgia, where dreams go to die. Second up for me, went to Topgolf for the first time this weekend up in Rogers, Arkansas. Heck of a good time at Topgolf, and I absolutely suck at playing golf, but it was a lot of fun giving it my best college try. So it was fun.
So even if you don't really play golf, you could still have a good time.
Oh,
there?
Absolutely. Lots of good food and drinks and everything about it. The atmosphere was really cool. You do need to have.
And I could just imagine that golf. Yeah. I could imagine that the 5-wood looks like a toothpick in your hands.
It really does. I'll send you
a video.
I did post Twitter. I did post one, and I can make a driver look very small.
That's one of the great things. I mean, you get a chance to go to a golf range that's got good food, and then you can pick the food out of your mouth with the 5-wood. I mean, you're the only person I know that can do this.
That's true.
You had to tape 2 of those together, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was a long one. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry, I was going to make a joke.
Again, it's an unscripted show. It's a highly unscripted show.
That too, and I thought of a joke in my mind, but I'm not going to say that. Second down for me is I watched the game on YouTube TV this weekend, and my internet froze for a good 5 minutes at the exact moment when Traylon Burks made the ridiculous catch in the corner of the end zone. So I had no idea
wonder if that was YouTube TV's fault or your internet.
I don't know, but I was a cursing rampage when this thing was happening, and finally got back to working, and it didn't mess up after that. So I don't know if I'm down to YouTube or my internet provider, but I don't want to say the internet provider, but it is what it is.
You pay a lot for internet. I know that.
I do. So, down goes to that, but it finally worked, so I guess it's all good.
You were able to watch it on the replay, though, right?
There was plenty of replays after that play happened, so that's my second down for me. Real quick, my last down is poor Auburn and Chad Morris, and I loved seeing Bo Nix act like the entitled you-know-what that he is on the sideline and arguments on the offense. So there's a lot of downs right now with Auburn right now.
I'm a little tired of hearing that Bo Nix is young and all of that. The guy's played like almost a season and a half in the SEC. It's time to stop with that adjective about him. Third up was as I was able to sit in the radio booth at Baum-Walker Stadium yesterday, and Bubba Carpenter was not there. I just had way too much fun in the booth yesterday. And I mean, the guy never wants to open up his window, so I had to open up the window. I took my shoes off just because I might have removed my socks. I played with his bat, his black bat that was sitting there, which I think probably angered him more than anything else.
All of the things you could do with that bat when he's not around.
I called those lines down on the field fair lines and fair poles, and nobody told me not to. I ate honey stingers and let them crumble all over the place in Bubba's seat, and I also So they're putting the plexiglass. Dolan and Eklund did the SEC Plus broadcast, and there was a little sheet of plexiglass between the two of them, as if that's going to help. I mean, literally, they could look over the plexiglass at each other. So I figure at some point in the booth, they'll have to put the plexiglass for me and Bubba. So I put a little diagram on there and gave myself like 9 feet and gave Bubba 2 feet. So that's because I love him so much, and he's got a bit of a sense of humor.
It's not like you didn't give him any feet.
How many feet did you give him last season?
Probably gave him half. He wouldn't tell you that this is true, but I probably gave him like a third, maybe 2/5 of the radio booth.
A third and 2/5.
I had to think about it because I do encroach on him as the season continues. My third down. What the heck has happened to Kirk Cousins? This guy had a 2% interception rate over the last 5 years. He now leads the NFL with 10 interceptions, 3 of them against a really awful Falcons defense yesterday, and he's being intercepted at a 5.7% rate. This guy was as accurate as it got the last few years. Now he's anything but, and the Vikings are 1-5, and they stink. All right, we'll come back after the break. We continue on halftime. Got some observations from the 2 Arkansas baseball scrimmages, and if you want to talk some football, we can do that too. 877-377-6963 on halftime.
I love Arkansas. I love everything. Yeah, give me that thing. Yeah. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your...
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Is a company with the same philosophy as us, top-notch coverage, extreme washability. The bonus for you is the friendly expert advice you get free with every gallon. Call 474-4505 or stop by and see us at 1414 Fayetteville Road. We'll see you soon.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Woo woo! Beat up sauce alert! 4 new sauces just hit the menu. Listen closely for the lineup. Player 1, pizza sauce. The game day decision of pizza versus wings is now easier than ever. Player 2, lemon pepper. Yep, that's right. Now it's a sauce too. Player 3, orange sauce. Served with a fortune cookie on the side. And lastly, coming in hot, Carolina Reaper. This sauce just moved up to captain, taking over as Beat Up's new blazing sauce. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Burks comes in motion out of the pistol formation. Franks eludes the pressure, rolling left, got a man. Burks at the 20, trailing to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Arkansas! Traylon Burks, 49 yards, his first touchdown as a Razorback.
Want more Halftime? Make sure to listen to the Halftime Pod, presented by Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering. Give them a call at 479-308-9123. The Halftime Pod is available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Well, we've got a firing in the SEC. The defensive line.
Is this a breaking news sounder?
Well, you could. This came out 16 minutes ago. Former Tennessee defensive line coach Jimmy Brumbaugh out after 4 games, relieved of his duties. That announced really just this morning by the Tennessee Athletic Department. It's getting a look here at their rushing defense. 149 yards allowed on the ground per game. And they got run over by Kentucky. Absolutely run over by Kentucky in virtually no other way than just on the ground. Of course, he has nothing to do with Jared Garantano turning into Kirk Cousins. But obviously some frustrated times over there at Tennessee after a blowout loss to a school that they hadn't lost to at home since, early 1980s, was it?
I think the 83, 84. I know something else we don't also talk about very often was Arkansas State. They've also fired 2 of their assistant coaches after their 59-52 win earlier this week on past Thursday. They fired their defensive coordinator, David Dugan, and defensive pass game coordinator, Ed Pinkham. They issued that on Friday, and Arkansas State's defense has just been allowing a ridiculous amount of yards defensively. So kind of the same thing. They're off to a 3-2 start. They've been averaging 7.7 yards a play, surrendering 314 yards through the air. Most recently this past Thursday at 269 on the ground. So they've almost 550 yards of total defense being allowed for them. So they made some changes up in Jonesboro.
Well, certainly you're pretty happy with everything going on the defensive side for Arkansas. Nobody's worried about their jobs there now, right? All right, this will be a bit of a short segment. We've got Tara Talmage coming up in 8 minutes, so we'll do the baseball scrimmage stuff at the end of the show. Let's go to Rob in Clarksville here on Halftime. Hi, Rob. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Thanks. Got to agree with that defense for sure. I've heard a lot of negative, a lot of revenge talk about Chad Morris. Can we think a little bit, or can you tell me who he recruited benefiting from right now? And the one name that came to me, if I'm not mistaken, is Catalan. But how much of our success can we give him a little credit for just for the recruiting? I know he's not doing a good job as an offensive caller, but what do you think?
Well, I mean that's a great point to make because
is.
it's not just Jalen Catalan, it's also Traylon Burks,
KJ Jefferson.
Look, but there is a difference between being able to determine what talent is and get that talent to campus and then utilize that talent properly. That's the issue. And I'm not here to tell you that Jalen Catalon should have started last year at safety. I think that's a tough thing to ask a true freshman to do. But I still just am completely blown away that Traylon Burks wasn't targeted more last season. And I don't want to live in 2018 and 2019, even though 2020 sucks. But you make a valid point, Rob. There's no doubt it's valid. But there is a huge – whether or not Chad Morris would have been able to do anything with that talent this year if he was given a third season, that question's up in the air.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad he's gone. I'm just saying thanks for getting us what you did and later.
That's a good way to look at it.
Absolutely. I mean, and this is the same conversation you ended up having in Houston Nutt's first season. You know, I mean, he took the same players from Danny Ford's last year and whooped and hollered and got him proud about the Razorbacks, and through a bunch of great effort and belief, they turned into a team that almost won the SEC West, right? So, I mean, I remember hearing that conversation. But whether or not that would have happened with the coaching change, the coaching changes obviously are made for reasons. I think Chad Morris is a really good talent evaluator. I don't know if you saw much development of the talent over the 2 years, and using that talent in scheme properly, or also understanding that you have to adjust your own scheme to match the players that you've got. That's a whole other story. But Rob makes a great point. Chad Morris does deserve, and the rest of his staff, for John Chavis for bringing in a player like Jalen Catalon, who legitimately, this kid is going to be an SEC star in the next 3 years. He is fun to watch. All right, we'll talk with Tara Talmage from Pig Trail Nation, and also now from ESPN on the sidelines for the Hogs' victory over Ole Miss, and that's next on Halftime.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Or Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith, and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tommy Kraft here for the Fitzman. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from the Fitzman can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, the Fitzman can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call the Fitzman and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fitzman. He ain't afraid of no work. The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Corral is in the gun. Boucher creeping up to the line on the other side. Now he drops back. Corral's going to throw. Short over the middle. Intercepted. Grant Morgan at the 20. Morgan to the 10-yard line. To the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Grant Morgan with a nifty move at the 5-yard line. And the Razorbacks score.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
Time to spend some time with Tara Talmage of the Pick Trail Nation and also the SEC Network and ESPN on the sidelines for the Razorbacks game against Ole Miss. And, man, I mean, Tara, have you done all the games? I know you've been on the sidelines for at least, I think, 3 of them. Or have you called every single one of them?
Almost. The only one I didn't go to was the Auburn game.
Okay. All right. Well, that's outstanding. So you literally then have the best view of any media member when it comes to watching this team up close and see the improvement. So just let me ask you, I mean, there is the idea that this team believes in themselves, that there is a lot to do of the success with their relationship with the coaches. When you're on the field, is there anything that you can see on the sideline in their interactions with Sam Pittman, with the coaches and themselves, that makes you understand that in a different way, being on field level as you have been?
I mean, I don't know if I could point out anything specifically, but I think it's really the vibe that they all have out there. It's different than what I had seen in the past from them. You know, the guys don't ever really get down on themselves, even after something, bad, like, maybe Frank throws an interception or something. Instead of, going down, sitting down and just, hanging his head or something, the guys all rally around each other a lot. And even when something is great, they don't, harp on it. They obviously celebrate it for a moment, but I look back at what happened with Hudson Clark and his first interception. Some of the guys were like, "Oh, get this man a seat, get this man a seat." And not joking, the minute he sat down, the coaches were like, back in the game. Like, it's just a different vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did the hit that Catalan laid on Elijah Moore, what did that was early in the game. I felt like that was such a big play just because it set a tone. What did you see as far as the effect that hit had on both sides?
Oh, well, I was actually on the Ole Miss sideline at that point in time, and he looked pretty shaken up. I was actually told at one point that Elijah Moore wasn't going to go back into the game. Of course, he ended up being fine and going back in there and actually making some big plays for Ole Miss. But, I mean, that I think really set the tone, like you said, for the rest of the game and shook them up a bit.
I don't want to ask, who's the MVP defensively, because I don't think there is one right now. It's too difficult to pick one. I want to ask about Jalen Catalan, because Clay Henry told us before the season that this was going to be Honey Badger-like player, always around the ball. He seems to have instincts that you just cannot teach. And I think that right now he's a star. I look at him as somebody that's going to be an NFL player. He can hit. He can return interceptions. Yeah. This kid does everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to look back to. I had the opportunity to go to Texas before he actually got to campus and talk with him and stuff. And even then, he was a pretty humble kid and stuff. And then, gets to campus and redshirts his freshman year, doesn't really get much game time at all, even in the couple games he did play in. And so it's exciting to see him be so successful here in what's really his first year of playing. And it's funny though, guys all have their different ways of reacting to success when they have them. And I remember when he was coming off the field after that pick, and he was not smiling. He was not, cheering himself on. It was all business for him. So I'm happy to see him, making some of these big plays that he's doing right now.
Speaking to Tara Talmage here on Halftime, Tara, I want to also we talked about Jalen Catalan. Let's go on the other side of the field. Let's talk about Hudson Clark and just a one-of-a-kind of performance and a heck of a story that this kid has been on. I mean, going from walk-on to now officially being on scholarship as of earlier this morning. What was that atmosphere? You talked a lot about the vibe when we started this when we started this conversation. What was the vibe around Hudson Clark Saturday once he got that third interception with the players, the fans, and just everybody that was happening?
I mean, I think everyone in that stadium pretty much lost their minds when he got that third pick. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen people that excited. And especially, I mean, he's a walk-on, or at least was until this morning. And it's just, he's also a legacy at Arkansas. He's got a lot of ties to the university. So it's exciting to see him make a play. What's going to be interesting, though, is, he was just filling in for Monteric Brown. So I'm curious to see what happens when Monteric Brown is doing better and healthy again.
You just spoke about the atmosphere around the stadium when they went wild for his third interception. And we've talked several times that it's a shame that that Razorback Stadium couldn't have been filled up to full capacity for that game, because I have a really good feeling that it probably would have been if everything was normal. But even still, with the 16-5 announced crowd, they made a lot of noise on that broadcast that was easily to hear, and I would figure that it would make the same thing for the players to kind of play off their energy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they have some filler noise as well in the stadium, but I mean, that was loud, and you had everyone in there pretty much on their feet. It definitely adds to the atmosphere for the players and what they can play off of. I think it was Grant Morgan when he had I think it was one of his big pass breakups or something. He looked up in the stands, and you could see pretty much his whole group, his whole family up there, and just this one section on cheering for him. So, yeah, they definitely feed off that.
And one other thing, too, and the bye week's coming, I think, at a very prone time right now for this team for so many injuries that's been on the defensive side and particularly on both sides of the ball. Is this, and I think you would agree, is this bye week coming at the right time where everybody can get fresh and get healthy and then go into Texas A&M here in 2 weeks and really be ready to play and try to knock off another losing streak?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is the perfect time. Honestly, it was a bit concerned going into the game with Ole Miss just with how many guys were probably, dealing with injuries. But, you got Traylon Burks back. You got Rakeem Boyd back. They'll definitely have Bumper Pool back probably by that game against A&M next weekend. It's a good time. I think Sam Pittman said last week that they're beat up. So this will give them all some time to work on a couple things, but also to get, healthy again, which they really need to do before that A&M game, because that's a big one. And I know every single Arkansas fan would love it if they could go down to College Station and take a win from the Aggies.
All right, so I'm going to do something gross here, and I'm going to drop some fly in the soup that we're all eating right now. Arkansas is not going to score.
Why would you do this?
Just because I didn't want. I was going to say fly in the ointment. Fly in the soup sounded worse.
Okay.
Arkansas is not scoring 2 defensive touchdowns every game. This offense is going to need to contribute more than what was contributed on Saturday against Ole Miss on a week-by-week basis. They're too inconsistent right now to count on this defense to win every game for them. I don't know what the fix is. I just know for a fact the defense right now is outplaying the offense by far, and the offense is going to need to catch up.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that statement. I mean, the defense is not only keeping you in these games, but winning them in some instances as well. So I want to see also, everyone talks about Felipe Franks as a dual threat, the guy that can run as well, but I feel like we haven't really seen that very much yet. So that's something that maybe we can see more of. Also, the run game, like Rakeem Boyd has just been held back considerably so far in these past. Obviously, he missed that one game with Auburn, but still, I mean, you've got Traylon Smith, who actually was more successful, honestly. So that's something that needs some improvement in order for them to start contributing more on the offensive side of the ball.
But to round this out here, and I think most of us saw at least the little end of your interview with Sam Pittman after the game.
Yeah.
And Grant Morgan just looked like he was having so much fun. Coach got choked up there at the end. He even said that Tara tried to make me cry. I know you really didn't. But there is something about him, and you always seem to maybe learn a little about him. There is such a human quality to Sam Pittman. He's not afraid to actually choke up on camera. No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was trying a little bit to get him, to pull that emotional string from him, but I completely understand, why he didn't want to. It's such an emotional thing for him, though, because how much he loves the state, how much he wanted this job, and so to be so successful so fast and turn this program around from its abysmal state that it was in basically for the past 2 years has got to be just so rewarding for him. And also, he's so refreshing in terms of a coach. You don't typically hear coaches be so open and honest with certain things that they say. And he's an open book, and I assume that's pretty much the way he is with his players as well, which is one of the reasons why they probably enjoy playing for him. Boy, are you right about that? What was it like to do a broadcast where your partners were in California, for crying out loud, and you're in Arkansas? What was that like? Yeah, it's odd, not meeting anyone face to face. That's definitely one of the more odd things. But even, you're trying to communicate with them. Obviously, the stuff that you guys don't hear on camera, I'm trying to tell them what's going on and what the vibe is like and what I see from my perspective, because they don't see any of that. All they see is what the cameras are showing. So it's difficult for them. It's difficult for us. And also, some teams don't want me too close because of the times we're living in right now. So there's a lot of new challenges that are presented this year. Yeah. Well, it's been so much fun watching this team improve on television when we've been there, but it's also been great to watch you do your work, and you've done great work on ESPN and SEC Network Plus. Yes, and can't wait to see you out there once again, Tara. Thanks for coming on Halftime today.
Thanks, Tara.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
You got it. Tara Talmage, working the sidelines for just about every Razorback game this year, ESPN, SEC Network. We are brought to you by The Fence Man, and if you own a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal, the number to The Fence Man is 479-782-3936. They'll come over for a quick no-obligations quote. Just call the number. Fence Man has been specializing in custom installations for over 40 years. Things like gates and controlled access card readers and much more. That's 479-782-3936 for The Fence Man, a division of Quantum Property Services. And we've got one more segment left on Halftime. A little room for your calls and texts at 877-377-6963, and I'll fill in the gaps with some thoughts from Arkansas baseball scrimmages over the weekend. Cherry on the top next.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Attention, Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career welders. Graduates of United Welding Institute find great-paying jobs in the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and more. United Welding Institute in Pottsville, Arkansas has been training professional field-tested welders since 2013. Change your life and call 479-968-3390 or visit UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
That's how I feel. And I'll say this, those are some sick people. Mentally sick.
85% of the world's working. The other 15 come out here.
And don't you ever put your finger on me. You hit me, Earl. You put your finger on me.
So my whole frustration comes in offensive rebounds. The entire thing came down to offensive rebound. They got every offensive rebound, and we didn't get one of them.
I thought it was horrible, disgusting, embarrassing, shameful. You do it again and I'll knock you right in your nose. It's stuck.
I mean, if you're not going to recover Greg Graham, if you're just going to let him drive by you, if the rest of you are going to let him catch the ball outside the 3-second lane and drive all the way in here without one guy challenging him, then I'm leaving and you guys will run till you can't even suffer.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
I'm tired of this.
People are sick when they do something like that.
I'm sick and tired of an 8-10 record.
Absolutely friggin' sick.
I'm tired of losing to Purdue.
We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked.
I'm not here to f*** around this week.
What else do you want to know?
Hey, make sure before you do anything else, if you're driving late, go to hitthatline.com, because Thursday we get to give away free Hardee's Thick Burgers to a lucky listener and a bunch of their coworkers.
And there's
how do they do it?
There's only one way and one way only to do it, and that's only at hitthatline.com, where you can find everything, anything, all thing Arkansas Razorbacks from our man Andy Hodges. He takes care of you there with all the press conferences and everything that you need Arkansas Razorbacks. He takes care of it there. But also the equally best part of hitthatline.com, you can register for the Hardee's Lunch Bunch like Phil said. Click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch button on the top of the screen there, and you can enter once per day, every day. There will be a new winner this coming Thursday right here on Halftime, and that is the Hardee's Lunch Bunch from hitthatline.com and Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas and in the River Valley.
So the World Series matchup is set, and everybody knows you get the second highest payroll in baseball against the third lowest payroll in baseball, and that does make it a very interesting matchup nonetheless. The Dodgers and the Rays going tomorrow night. Dodgers looking for the first World Series championship since '88. Rays first ever. In 1988, Tampa Bay was expecting to get the San Francisco Giants to move from the Bay Area, and it didn't happen. So this will be a really fun series. I would give, of course, everybody's going to pay attention to how Kershaw does. Will he or won't he finally show up in the World Series? He did have himself two qualities, including one dominant start against Milwaukee so far in this postseason. Didn't have even one good performance in the championship series, but I think Kershaw will go out there, and I expect him to pitch very well as long as he's not left in a little bit too long and might not have a sore lower back as well. So this Randy Arozarena for the Rays, this just shows you how a team can consistently rank in the bottom 5 payrolls in baseball, but still have a winning team in a division where you're battling against you're battling against the Yankees and the Red Sox, who have more money than God, and the Rays just chug along paying $28 million a year or whatever their payroll is and make incredibly smart trades, draft really well, develop players, and make good free agent signings. This Arozarena was a throw-in for a trade in the offseason, and he has turned into their stud during this postseason. You already know I went off on the trade they made with the Pirates when they got Tyler Meadows and Tyler Glasnow for Chris Archer. Those are the sort of things that turn a team that doesn't complain about being small market, doesn't complain about they complain about the fans not showing up because the ballpark stinks, but they just win games because they're smart. They're very smart. I'm not to say the Dodgers aren't smart. You don't win 8 consecutive division championships without being smart, but that's as big market of a team as it gets. You sign Mookie Betts and get to the World Series again. By the way, Mookie, how many times is Mookie going to rob a home run?
He had a beautiful one. Yeah.
He's amazing. He is amazing to watch out there. We'll get into more of the World Series stuff tomorrow, though, because it does start tomorrow.
And we need to make our picks for it. But maybe not necessarily a Friday pick. We got to got to add this in here.
I guess so. I guess you're expecting me to give you some sort of idea of who I think is going to win this. I'm not going to do it right now.
No.
I'm going to wait.
No,
I'm waiting. Wait, I have a strategy here. Matty T is currently researching everything about both of these teams. Yep. He's figuring out with this matchup and that matchup, and I'm basically just going by Matty T's research. So he's doing that late tonight.
Yeah, I got to get all the information together.
4 hours of homework, Matty T, so I can make a smart decision as to who I think is winning the World Series. All right, so I did go to the baseball scrimmages at Paul Walker Stadium, the fall series, Friday and yesterday. They have another one today, weather permitting, but gosh, it's nasty out there. Not a really great day for baseball, but as long as it doesn't rain, they'll play. I don't remember what the final scores were in these games. It doesn't really matter what the final scores were in these games. I can just tell you Friday was as poorly pitched of a game as you will ever see, and yesterday was wonderfully pitched, which was very odd considering that, well, it was, much different pitchers, but it was the same teams. And you had Friday, they're only playing 7-inning games. Friday went like 3.5 hours for 7 innings. Nobody could throw strikes on a consistent basis.
Good Lord.
Christian Franklin got hit by 3 pitches for crying out loud in that game. And then yesterday they played 7 innings in like almost 2 hours and 15 minutes flat. And that's because Cole Ramage and Caleb Bolden mostly threw strikes. Although Bolden did walk 4 batters over his 4 innings but didn't give up any runs. and he limited most of those walks to the first couple of innings, and after that was sharp. Ramage looked really good. Liked his his slider looked great. His changeup looked nice, and I hope to see I would love to see Cole as a weekend starter this next season. He's not a power pitcher, but he's smart, changes speeds, and is really tough on right-handers. So that was really good to see that from him yesterday. Evan Gray looked really good yesterday. Big right-hander with a heavy fastball, struck out 3 of 5 batters faced, and I was also impressed with Fayetteville native Matthew Magre. If I'm saying his name correctly, Magre, I think is how you say his name. Left-handed pitcher worked out of the bullpen yesterday for an inning and 2/3. Threw strikes, got a nice tight slider. His fastball, and I didn't see the velocity, so I don't know how hard these guys were throwing, but it looked like he had some good movement on it and just peppered the zone. He struck out 4 batters in 1 2/3 innings and was pretty impressive. Yesterday was, though, really weird because other than an 11-run 6th inning by the red team, nobody scored in any other inning. So that was just very odd. He did have a couple of homers yesterday. Not Cullen Smith. It was he had Matt Goodhart lead off the 6th inning with a home run to center just out of the reach off of from Franklin, who almost robbed him. And then Brady Slavens hit one off the new building, off the top of the building in right field. So get used to seeing that because I think Slavens will have a chance to do that quite a bit. Switch hitter with good pop, and also liked what I saw from Slavens playing third base, although with Jacob Nesbitt at third base, Slavens may have to play somewhere else. I think Jalen Battles is going to be your shortstop this next season. He's a junior college transfer that Dave has said they feel lucky that they even got him to campus. Probably wouldn't have gotten him to campus if it was more than a 5-round draft. I know you got Robert Moore playing shortstop too, and it's not to say he can't play the position or that Battles can't play second base, but I watched Battles at shortstop these last 2 games. He's big. He's like 6'2", over 200 pounds. He's athletic. He's got a great arm. He was really sharp going to his left up the middle, good going to his right, threw across his body, charged the ball well. The kid looks like a real shortstop. And we saw Robert play second base last year, and he was really good there. And, again, it's not to say Robert can't play shortstop. I just think Jalen Battles is going to be your shortstop this next season. Caden Wallace, the freshman out of Greenbrier, holy moly. He had the first home run of the fall series Friday. That thing landed almost at the bleachers in the hog pen in left field. He's got the quickest bat on the team right now. They have him playing right field for the first 2 games I watched. And, I mean, his hands are ridiculously quick. I think Caden Wallace will be hitting in the middle of the lineup when the season starts. And they're focusing on pitching Christian Franklin inside. I think he's going to be peppered inside a lot this upcoming season. So the pitchers are focusing on busting him inside. I think that's why he was hit by 3 pitches. So that's just some observations from baseball, and I'm going to head back out there again today. And, by the way, we have confirmed Sam Pittman is coming on halftime at 11:15 on Wednesday. So
what do
thanks
you
for
get when you
that.
pull
We'll be
into
back
Tony's
with you
Tire
tomorrow.
Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get